Namaste. This is Shaini Muralidharan, a research student in Mumbai University. I am doing research in Advaita Vedanta. My topic is the need of oneness attitude in modern society with the philosophical aspect of Sree Narayana Gurudevan and Swami Vivekananda. So I would like to talk about some Sree Narayana Gurudevan. Sree Narayana Gurudevan was a saint who lived in 20th century, who had acted as a social reformer and changed the face of Kerala to the current state. And the time period of Swami Vivekananda and Sree Narayana Gurudeva is same. Both were like almost 1856 to 1928 for Sree Narayana Gurudevan and 1864 to I think 1908 Swami Vivekananda. So almost the period was same, and they acted both for the society with the topic of caste, religion, and they were Advaitins. They taught Upanishad teaching in a practical aspect. They named it as practical Vedanta. They put people's mind into the Vedanta aspect. Before telling about Sree Narayana Gurudevan, let me tell you the condition of Kerala in till the earlier 20th century. It was very pathetic. People had discriminated on the basis of caste. This was there all throughout India, but the pattern which Kerala society was following different. They believed that the impurity, by seeing people of lower class, will create impurities. By touching them will create impurity. By even breathing the air which the untouchables had taken, it's also impurity. So it was like typically different way which the other states of India had practiced. That's why when Swami Vivekananda came to Kerala, he had seen this, the condition of the people in the state were behaving like a lunatic. So he called this Kerala as an asylum. Now, Sree Narayana Gurudevan, by his activity in the society, almost like 1888 to 1928, had changed to God's own country. In many aspects, now we see that the Kerala people are in front. Education aspect or any aspect which we take, we can see that they are in front. This is just because the work of this type of philosophers, this type of social reformers, this type of great eminent scholars. Sree Narayana Gurudevan had born in 1856 in a pious family, Chambaranti. His father was a teacher. His name was Madanashan, and mother was Kutti Amma. He had two sisters. They were belonged to Irava family, which Kerala categorized, or Kerala society in that time categorized as a backward class. Now he born to this family where the Irava background, this family background was well, because his father was a teacher. He used to teach Bhagavatam, Sanskrit, and his uncles were very much erudite in the subjects like Ayurveda and all. The scenario was different, and that helped him to learn many of the things in an early age. And he was different from the other children of his age. He was very kind and compassionate. He see the things very differently than a child thinks normally. He had seen this caste discrimination from very lower age. Very when he was very small child, he understood that the discrimination practices are there, and this was because the false teaching which is given by the so-called high class people. they want to be in a supreme situation, so they had imposed certain laws to the lower caste people, and blindfoldly these people were following. This thing had understood by Sree Narayana Gurudevan, and over a period of time he had seen this, then he acted against this. This way the society of Kerala had been changed. Now he done his Ashan Pallikuda, which we call it as a school nearby in his house. Then he went to Varanapalli, which was a great school in his time. Lot of students come there and stay with the guru. They learn Sanskrit, Purana, Bhagavata, everything they learn over there, and he went to there and he learned many things from there. After that he came back to his home and he started a school, and suddenly the family had arranged a marriage proposal, and he said that he cannot be a married man, he cannot lead a householder's life. So he left home and he went to Maridwamala. Before that he met one of his friends, Shanmugadasa Swamigal, which otherwise well known as Chattambi Swamigal. They both had trained under Taika Tayya, the yogi. He had taught them the yogic aspects of no, that yoga chakras, then how to raise the kundalini and every aspect. He learned from this teacher, and slowly they went to Maritwamala, and Maritwamala has certain Maritwamala Puranic base is there. In Ramayana, when the war was happening, Lakshmana got fallen. He became unconscious, and Hanuman went to Himalayas and brought a hill because he couldn't find the Sanjeevani. So he brought it, and a piece had fallen in the Tamil Nadu, certain part of Tamil Nadu. So that is Maritwamala. There he had done the tapas, or he did his meditation, he understood and he got realized in Maritwamala. And at last, because it says that because of his compassion and his love to change people's attitude, he came back to society, and from Arivipuram he started his social work in 1888. That too, he was silently doing his meditation. He won't stay in a place for a long time. So he was roaming and he reached Arivipuram and he loved that place. He used to take bath in Nayar and will meditate near the river bank. But some people had seen him and understood that this is not a normal person, he is a Mahatma. They started treating him with foods, and they comes and they talk with him. So slowly he were forced to come in between the people. So in 1888 the great incident happened, or this great social reform proclamation happened in the Kerala time, or in that time. That is, he had installed the Shiva idol in Arivipuram, and till that time not even a backward person or backward class person had installed a deity, and they don't have a right to worship a deity like Vishnu, Shiva, then Devi. These deities were not allowed for low class people. They used to worship demigods. So this had changed because he installed a Shivalinga in Arivipuram over a stone. He installed it, and suddenly the news had spread, and some of the Brahmins came and asked that why you did that. You are not allowed, you are not an authority to do that. So he said that had I consecrated the my Shiva. It's not like Brahmin Shiva or Irava Shiva, it's my Shiva. So from that moment, people could relate that Lord is for everyone. The worship um, right is there for everyone. It's not that we are low class people or we are sinners. We all can worship with the same vision. So same way the time had changed, and slowly he acted in throughout Kerala. He had idolized, he created temple, and many of the messages he shared with the Kerala people. And slowly from that he said that education is an important aspect for a man to get it. From that the cleanliness will come. So every aspect he touched. He started schools, he started industries, lot of activities he started, so that people will get engaged. They will start thinking what the life is. Slowly the blindfold beliefs are changed, and encourage the people to learn. Even he started night classes for people. Then he encouraged people to do agriculture, so that the people will be get engaged in the daytime, and night they will come and learn it. And he also started, actually he started shelter for orphans. That he took people, the children from the streets, or whoever who considered as unwanted in the society. He had taken them, and he started there. They got teachings of Brahma Vidya or normal prayers and all. The one of the great prayer which he had written is Deva Dashakam. In that no God is mentioned, but anyone, any religion, any caste could read and pray uh, as per the God they believe. So great activity he had performed in the Kerala society, and that helped to change the as lunatic condition, the asylum nature of Kerala to a God's own country. Now Kerala is standing in front. I told you in many aspects they are in front. So Sree Narayana Guru is one of the great personality who worked for it, and most of the backward classes came forward, and they had taken education, and they spread it over the India. They searched jobs in many places outside India. So a lot of opportunities were open after the period of Sri Narayana Gurudev, but obviously because of his action, these activities and all had gone well. So Sri Narayana Gurudev, we can say that he was a Mahatma, he was a philosopher, he was a philanthropist, he was a poet, he was all in role. Actually, he was a yogi. Every aspect, when we check the presence of Sri Narayana Gurudevan is there. Now Gurudevan had also this is one of the important thing which we have to understand. He had conducted the first Asian religious conference in Alua. So many scholars came there in 1924. He had conducted this, and many religious scholars came there. They discussed and everything, but the first and foremost uh, the advice which Sri Narayana Gurudevan had given is, we are here not to argue, just to learn. so that everybody can understand what the religion is. So this way also Swami Vivekananda can be related, that he had attended World Religious Conference in 1893 September. So Sree Narayana Gurudevan, here we can understand he was a great personality in his time, and his wordings are still living in this Kerala society, and let it go further to all over the world. Thank you.